Coffee. It is a wonderful morning, even though the weather is not kind of going hand in hand with the show. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We have a great show lineup today. For most of you, we just did our hot topic. You saw that about dog bites, very important. And if you want to hear that again, please make sure you tune in to WTR Radio later on this morning and you can hear the same thing. My first guest today is Renee and Peter Luciago. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Perfect.
From Rising Sun Talent?
Yep, Rising Stars Talent.
Rising Stars
Talent.
Talent.
Yes, sir.
Jeez, I am so bad with that. But I got close.
You got the name right.
I got the name right, and that was really what I was really hoping for. Because you guys know out there that I brutalize people's names. So, welcome to Morning Coffee.
Great, thanks for having us.
So Rising Star Talent.
Right.
Tell me, well, actually, let's tell the listeners out there, how did you get started in this? How did you get started in the business?
Wow. Well,
I know that's a loaded question. Let's
yes.
start off with
All right,
Renee.
I'll shrink mine down really quickly. Actually, I grew up in the business. My father, the late Roland Chambers, was one of the arrangers, composers, and musicians for the Sound of Philadelphia with Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff. So I grew up with people like Marvin Gaye in my home, Patti LaBelle, Gladys Knight. My uncle, Carl Chambers, was a drummer for Olivia Newton-John and Gladys Knight. So I literally grew up with music in the house. And from 4 years old, knowing that I wanted to do Broadway and travel and live my dreams. So I did that. Met my lovely husband at Hershey Park Happy.
1986.
1986. Doing dance shows. And we dated for a while, got engaged, did shows together, tours, got married in Hawaii, started booking our Broadway shows together, Starlight Express, all the Andrew Lloyd Webber shows, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat with Donny Osmond. What else? Jesus Christ Superstar, West Side Story, and the list goes on and on. We did that for about 25 years, between 4 to 5 countries, Switzerland, Germany, Japan. We speak German, we speak Japanese, and then finally decided in my late 30s, oh, it's time to come home back to South Jersey where I grew up. He's a Bronx guy, and I'm the Jersey girl. And we finally decided to have our family.
Yeah, 2000 we had our first child.
Yeah.
So we've been making noise in Mount Laurel. Came to Mount Laurel and started making noise here as artists and business owners.
Yes.
And I started in the performing arts when I decided to take ballet, classical ballet, back in the early 80s. And then I was in Florida at the time, went back to New York, got into classical ballet in New York, and then went to musical theater, and that's when I met her.
But he was a construction worker by day with all these rough dudes.
Martial artist, construction worker.
And then a ballerina at night, which was like,
well, wait a minute, I got to ask you this question because, like, I watch a lot of those movies, those type of movies. So you were a ballet, that means you got up on the top of your toes?
You know what? My ballet teacher did put me on toe shoes to strengthen my feet, but typically guys don't. The girls do.
I was going to say.
Point.
Because I want to know about it really tear your toes up like it does?
It does. I'll feed her a mess from shows.
A little bit, yes.
Dancers'
See my toes?
Mine are kaput.
Okay. You know what? Because I think that I'm fascinated by that industry, and like I said, whenever there's a movie, like an inspirational movie type thing, I'm glued to it. I love that type of stuff.
Yeah, my discipline came from that. I did martial arts since I was 9. Okay. And when I went to classical ballet, my ballet teacher, Natalie Nijinsky, Russian trained, the most disciplined person that I met, and she really gave me my discipline. So the discipline, I'm actually going to go to a ballet school later on today, and they're going to give me a ballet class as a master instructor because I'm a master teacher at Denali Karate Centers. But Dance Experience, they're going to give me a ballet class, and we're going to videotape the master instructor being taught ballet. But the idea is to talk about discipline, and in martial arts and in classical ballet.
Yes.
So that's a bit of my background.
But you did some film too, I think.
Yes.
I did film. I liked stage a lot.
Okay.
I did TV work, New York Undercover, Swift Justice, a couple of TV shows up in New York. Didn't like it because you had to wait a long time to do a quick scene.
Yes.
And in theater, I was used to this.
Yeah, on stage, do your show, come home, and then you're done.
And I also did a couple of films. The most recent film that I worked on that was big was M. Night Shyamalan's film Last Airbender.
Last Emperor. That was so amazing.
4 months on that.
When was that? That was like 5 or 6 years
Couple
ago,
years ago.
and we rented out the whole of the Morristown, the movie theater
Bought
before
it
they
out.
renovated it. We
Right,
bought it
right.
out and had all of our karate students from Donato Karate, which is here in
Oh,
Mount
right.
Laurel, and all of our dance students that we coach and that we train,
Right.
and had an amazing party. It was so much fun. So we didn't know, like he kept getting bumped up. Like he was only supposed to be on for like a month. Ended up working what, 3 months?
3 months on.
On it and getting moved up. He was working with the stunt guys from LA. He was coming home like, oh, this happened today, and that. So it was so cool. So my kids and I were up there, and everybody's like, oh, I'm like. So we have our daughter and Alexandra who's 15 and our son who's 12, but they were younger then. And we're watching the screen, and all of a sudden we see his head. I'm like, "There's Daddy!" And everybody's like, "Yay!" Like cheering. It was so much fun. He got so much screen time. It was very cool.
And I help out with independent films. Now I'm getting ready to do a small, relatively small independent film, and be a senator. So that's why I'm letting my hair.
You look
gray.
like a senator.
Yeah, that's.
He's letting his hair gray out.
Yeah, that's my
getting into his
my
character
is
now.
senator. I have gray hair, and so it's a lot of fun. So I still do that along with the martial arts. So there's a lot of different things that we do.
Yes.
And one of the things that we love doing is helping others. That's why the talent, Rising Stars talent came about.
Okay. Very good, because I mean, it's very important as far as help, because I think that's the biggest thing. What's wrong with the world?
Yeah,
right now.
we got to
need
give
start
back.
helping people.
I mean,
Gotta
those
give
of us
back.
that have lived,
Definitely.
I just turned 55, and so I've lived quite a bit of years, a lot of experience, and we want to just pass that on.
Definitely. I mean, because I know for me, and I didn't realize until I was maybe 12 or 13, as I'm going to school, and I'm like, to my mom, oh, can I take one of Dad's gold records off the wall and take it? Because my friends were like, yeah, right, he didn't play with so-and-so, and he didn't. But, I grew up in that, but I also knew that my path, I loved being on stage and performing.
Right.
So, and us both actually, when we met each other at Hershey Park, working with, the directors that we worked with when we were in college were doing the Broadway shows. And we were doing, the theme park shows, Disney and Hershey Park and all these things. And that was the next level. So they would take us under their wing and teach us, well, Renee, this is how you need to be prepared for your music. Peter, this is what you need to do to, take care of your body, this, that, and the other. So, 30-something years later, we're like, that was given to us. To be able to work with Andrew Lloyd Webber himself, this is like, the students that we coach now are getting it from the first degree, from the horse's mouth. M. Night Shyamalan, all these big names, Arlene Phillips, that are just not known here in the United States, but worldwide for amazing productions that they do. They mentored us. So for me to be able to come back to where I grew up in this area, and the talent that we have here is incredible in South Jersey.
It's a lot of talent.
Morristown area, Medford, Mount Laurel. Musicians, we've got writers, dancers, artists, triple threats. And so for me to be able to come back and give and pour back into our next generation, and with my husband, with the both of us, it kind of interlaps, I believe. The martial arts, performing art, fine art, it all goes together, and it teaches you discipline and how to focus and how to stay sharp.
Right.
And you have to have great grades in school. I tell them, I'm like, look, you're not getting into NYU or you're not getting into Boston Conservatory unless you have a 3.5 or higher academically. Then we'll talk about the performing. Do you know what I mean? Then we'll talk about the art.
And I bring the business part, because we also take the business part, what we've learned in the industry, the business part of it.
Oh, yeah.
And I bring, because that's what I do now. I'm very much a business, marketing, promotions, especially with making noise on the different social networks and how to brand yourself, promote yourself. This way you position yourself so that you can have as high success as possible, sooner rather than later. And so just the things that we've learned, that, gosh, that works now.
Right.
And how do you get booked? Do you need an agent? So a lot of things we help the artists, and also to navigate in the industry, which can be pretty volatile.
It can be crazy. It can be really crazy.
100%.
We definitely want to navigate through that.
Okay, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to be right back with Peter and Renee Luciago.
Yep, you got it.
Boy, 2 times in a row, you guys, I want some emails high-fiving me for that
There you
one.
go.
High five.
With Star Talent, right?
Rising Stars Talent.
I'll get it before the end of the show. We'll get it right.
Simply Gents, located in Marlton, New Jersey, takes care of all your grooming needs, including haircuts, straight razor shaves, massages, facial, manicures, pedicures, and waxing. To find more information or book an appointment, visit us online at www.simplygents.com. The secret weapon of a well-groomed man, Simply Gents.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to make a really great sub, this is what we do. It's what we've been doing. It's what we've always done. It's what we'll always do. So what are you doing? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
Today's show was brought to you by Alicia Kelly of White Horse RV Center in Williamstown, New Jersey. Alicia is your RV expert. Contact Alicia at alicia@whitehorserv.com or give her a call at 856-262-1717, extension 203. When you think of RV, think Alicia Kelly.
Extra Innings is the nation's premier indoor baseball and softball training center, featuring indoor batting cages, 7 multi-use tunnels, and training rooms. Extra Innings can provide professional instruction, private and group lessons, and the best year-round clinics. Along with a nationally recognized pro shop that features the latest and widest selection of equipment and apparel, our experienced staff can provide you with the right instruction and help you find the best equipment for your ability and budget. Extra Innings, where the game never ends.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. The way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more. Today's show has been sponsored by Farmers Insurance in Voorhees, New Jersey. To protect your assets and the people you love, call Mike Skoranek, your local Farmers Insurance agent, at 856-336-2553.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
To Morning Coffee, and we are here with our first guest this morning. We have Renee and Peter Liciaga. Boy, I'm killing it on the name with Rising Star Talent.
Yeah.
Cool. I didn't even get it to the third grade. Yay! Yeah, I'm good. See, I'm happy. I'm very happy I did that. So, guys, you know, we were talking a little the first portion of the show, kind of getting to know you. You know, what I want to do is kind of get to the nuts and bolts of the business. You know, you say you like to help people. Tell us about Rising Star Talent.
Okay, Rising Star Talent actually came about because people got to know us as artists, creatives, and started asking for advice. A lot of things I did in the martial arts space as a leadership, I trained leaders. I would always give talks on YouTube or Facebook and video, give information about business. And some people started asking us in, let's say, creative space, about how to position themselves. So we started giving them information, and then it turned into workshops. Then we said, you know what, let's create this business called Rising Stars Talent, so that we can really have everyone go to one spot where we have all the information, and then really help them build in a professional way in the creative spaces, whether it's dance, no matter where they want to go as an artist, as a creative. And so that's how it started. Renee, you know, has been doing a lot of work with the artists. I'm basically the business person, marketing, promotions, how to position yourself and get your brand out there. Renee's just hardcore creative.
I'm the hands-on. So let's see, I can say a few people, because I can kind of share a couple of students that I coached when they were like 13, 14, and 15. One of them just made the Eagles dance squad, one of the Eagles cheerleaders out of 500. Nice. They picked 20. She's from Morristown, my girl Julia McHale. I'm so proud of her. She danced through Morristown Theater Company, which I choreographed for. So, I mean, you know, and I have a couple other students, a younger one who's 7 years old in Voorhees that went through a program, and I coach privately, because I really, you know, it's the ones that are not just serious about it and have a talent, because talent really is not important. It's the determination, it's the discipline, it's the focus, it's the passion that's going to drive them to do the homework. So my youngest one's 7, and he got called up for like a couple of new Broadway shows, Finding Neverland. And, you know, he's 7, but he's got a great voice. He loves what he does. He's like, Miss Renee, I want to be on Broadway. And that was me when I was 4. So it's like I see these children, and I see in them what I had. And a lot of the parents, they trust us. We've built that trust. Because within this business, you know, and as you know, the music business, show business, it can be very dangerous and very scary. So, you know, we not only teach them the tools that they need, you know, for what they're learning, for their discipline, whether it be, you know, music or acting or dance or all 3, but, you know, what to say, what not to say, never leave your children alone with a director or anyone at an audition. You know, all these things, you know, come prepared, bring healthy snacks, especially for the younger ones and the teens, because I'm a mom now. So I feel like I'm like Mama Bear, like I have to protect my babies or my children. And it's very important. I will get parents, I'll have parents calling, Renee, my daughter, you know, they want her to do a photo shoot in New York. Do you know this agent? Do you know, I don't feel comfortable about this. And then I can say, yes, I know them, or no, I don't. We've had so many connections over the last 30 years where people that we've actually performed and worked with that were on stage with us are now the top choreographers. They're now the top directors. They're now producers at Paper Mill and, you know, all these big playhouses. So I feel comfortable saying, yes, you can go to them because we've known them for 30-something years.
Yeah, what was great is that we not only remind them of what they already know as far as resumes, being professional, things that are obvious, but we really dig into things that are not so obvious. Like, for instance, a parent calling up about particular agencies and whether it's a legitimate agency or do they just want their money. And we help them that. Auditions, we help prepare the students, the kids, of the parents that want to go to an audition, how to prepare for it, what songs to sing, how long the song to sing. And then Renee really pulls out of them their talent and gifts and then helps that mold them. This way when they go to the audition,
they're ready.
They're prepared. We put them on camera, we put them on stage, and Renee takes them through it. We'll have workshops. We have one coming up in June that will get everyone in there and show them how to audition on camera, for camera, or on stage, for stage. Very, very different. Whether it's musical, doesn't matter. Changes, the whole space is changed. So we'll teach them. We found a lot of artists were very hungry for that kind of information. And especially, how do I promote myself? How do I get an agent?
Huge.
It's huge. And we're telling them that these days you don't have to. You can promote you.
Yeah, you can promote yourself for free.
Right.
And we tell them that the work that has to be done, because it's hard work.
It is.
Bottom line, hard work. Not only do you have to hone your craft, your talent, your gift, but you also have to understand the industry and then position yourself in the industry. And there's always a beginning. We've got this. And this is why I carry this with me everywhere. You can create your own commercials and you get used to being in front of a camera.
That's right.
And in that space there, and then you find your voice. And then you put it out there in all these platforms. And then you start positioning, you start building. You do that 1 month, 6 months, 6 years. And our industry, what we found in any industry, you become successful simply because you just keep showing up. And whether you're talented or not, we found that talent is very little. It's the hard work and the willingness to work hard and hustle and never give up. Talent comes, I'm not very talented. If I do have a talent, my talent is, my talent is, because I grew up a very quiet, shy child. I didn't really start talking until I was in my 30s. And it took, I always tell people, it took, you know, God putting me in ballet tights on a stage in the most embarrassing situation as a macho guy and I'm a former gang member. I grew up in a, you know, in a gangs in New York. And, but I grew into the person that I am today. And this is what I tell the talent. If you have a passion to take whatever creative source you have, talent you have, build on it and go out there, it'd be great to earn a living with it. I can show you how to do that.
And we can show them how.
Awesome.
So Rising Stars talent, exactly. Rising Stars. Rising Stars.
They're getting there. They're
even
growing.
Even if they've been there 10 years, 20 years, we have some veterans.
Yeah, we have veterans too.
They're still
that we
rising.
coach. They're still rising and doing their thing.
Even though we are mature in this industry, we're still rising.
Yeah,
and
we still book a lot of work. Actually, we're all over in Pennsylvania on the other side, Poconos.
Pocono Mountain.
It was visit the PoconoMountains.com. It's my husband and I and the children were on billboards. People are like on Facebook, hey, we see you on a billboard, and I'm like, okay. So you know, so we, you know, we're still creative in the business as far as talent. So my agent yesterday from New York just called and said, Renee, I need 3 clips of choreography for, you know, commercial Broadway jazz, and I need it due by 2 o'clock. And I had a training session my student wanted to talk, and I'm like, we can talk and work out, let's go. But Mama has to finish. I call myself Mama the musical. That's what I'm doing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because we have 2 children still. I was like, my time is important. So as soon as we work out, had to kick her out, and then I had to focus on, okay, and now I need to slate my name for my big New York agents, because I don't know what they're going to send me on next. Do you know what I mean? And I need to get all my homework done so that when I get home, I can be there for our 2 children to have their homework done and snacks and all, and then one goes with him to the karate school to teach and work, and then I'm with my son. So, I mean, our day is like, it's tight.
We maximize our day. We help the artists understand the actual practical application and of your day to work and to organize your day, and I'm really great at that.
Well, that's good. That's good, because I'll tell you what, time management is one of the most important things. We got to take a quick commercial break. Speaking of time management, I got to manage this show.
That's right.
Simply Gents, located in Marlton, New Jersey, takes care of all your grooming needs, including haircuts, straight razor shaves, massages, facial, manicures, pedicures, and waxing. To find more information or book an appointment, visit us online at www.simplygents.com. The secret weapon of a well-groomed man, Simply Gents.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to make a really great sub, this is what we do. It's what we've been doing. It's what we've always done. It's what we'll always do. So what are you doing? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
Today's show was brought to you by Alicia Kelly of White Horse RV Center in Williamstown, New Jersey. Alicia is your RV expert. Contact Alicia at whitehorserv.com or give her a call at 856-262-1717, extension 203. When you think of RV, think Alicia Kelly.
Extra Innings is the nation's premier indoor baseball and softball training center, featuring indoor batting cages, 7 multi-use tunnels, and training rooms. Extra Innings can provide professional instruction, private and group lessons, and the best year-round clinics. Along with a nationally recognized pro shop that features the latest and widest selection of equipment and apparel, our experienced staff can provide you with the right instruction and help you find the best equipment for your ability and budget. Extra Innings, where the game never ends.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. The way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more. Today's show has been sponsored by Farmers Insurance in Voorhees, New Jersey. To protect your assets and the people you love, call Mike Skoranek, your local Farmers Insurance agent, at 856-336-2553.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Coffee, and I'm here with my guest, Renee and Peter Luciago, which that is 3 for 3 audience, if you're keeping count. I know you guys always bust my chops. With Rising Star Talent.
That's right.
I got it.
Ta-da.
All right. Leave me alone for the day. All right. So guys, you know, we've had a wonderful conversation. You know, we were talking a little bit about what Rising Star does and everything. And you know, you mentioned an interesting thing. You know, because I'm a big TV person, you know, in this play, stuff like that. But you said about it doesn't matter the age, you know, because I'm assuming that, you know, you obviously deal with younger people, and then you deal with veterans, you know, and as you get older, I'm assuming you have to change the way you do things, even for like performing type of stuff.
Yes.
You're a choreographer. Did I say that right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so choreographer, you know, if you're younger, you could probably make some moves. And I always remember the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where she was asked to go back in.
Yes,
and
I love that. Vivian, and she
she
worked
showed
it. She twirled.
And then she got out, and
yes,
then she collapsed.
She was like, no, exactly.
but she had to learn
That's
at
what I
her
do.
age what to do.
Right.
Yes.
So do you come across that stuff?
Without question, without question.
Yes, we do. And for me, what I loved, and what I still love doing with Rising Stars Talent, with what we do, is that, you know, the talent, no matter where they are, whether they've just done things here regionally, like in community theater, whether it's in Haddonfield or Morristown or wherever, but they love and they have that passion. It's not just about them, like, you know, doing off-Broadway or going to Broadway or doing movies or TV or film, but if they enjoy that passion, then we will take those students on as well, too, those clients on as well, and just teach them, you know, and just for them to enjoy themselves and where they are in their lives, you know, getting in shape. You know, I do a whole nutritional thing as well, too, staying fit. You know, I'm in my late 40s and sporty, and it's huge, you know, and some of us have children and things like that as well too, so we have to be able to keep up with our children. So some of the other moms, the other mommies that love performing and singing, they go on to do cabaret stuff at the Walnut Street Theater and things like that, because they've always loved to do that. That was always their passion and their dream. And one of the things that I remembered was when I was in LA 3 years ago, I was mentored by Liz Imperio, one of Jennifer Lopez's choreographers. She's an amazing woman. And she said to me, and I love this because I didn't bring my eye touch. It's somewhere in my pocketbook, but one of my students put on the back of it, she said, "Do you, Renee?" She said, "Never put an age limit on your dreams and your goals." Because I'm thinking, I'm in my 40s, I'm tired, I'm old, I already had a career. And she's like, "No, now it's time for me to pull it out of you. This is the next journey. This is the next part." And when I said that to Peter, he was like, "Renee, we've got to do this." He's like, all the students, everybody we know in our area, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, New York, are asking us, "Renee and Peter, how did you do it? How did you have a successful career? And we want to learn from the two of you." So when I said, "You know what, honey, we're not done," you know, because now, you know what I mean? Now I can get to continue to learn and grow and pour into while I'm learning, because we're still learning, and we know a lot, but I don't know everything. And I love that. I love that part of the creative part of Rising Stars Talent, of what we do.
And one of the greatest tips that I can give artists right now is this idea of self-awareness. Now, if you are aware of the fact, if everyone just looks at the industry, whatever industry, creative industry out there, any industry, you see it's always evolving, and there's a position for everyone at any age level. Entertainment, you see there's roles out there for young and old. Heavy, you could be out of shape and struggling with staying in shape, but there's a role out there for you. And there's roles so you have to be self-aware enough to know, how do I fit in the industry that I want to go into, and then let me start branding that. I'm all about branding. I'm all about telling your story so that when people meet you, they actually have an idea of who you are and how they can basically utilize your gifts and talents in their project. And so I know a lot of artists, when I talk about branding, they don't agree with me on that. They think that as an actor, you should be like neutral. They should not see me as anything except when they give me a role, then I'll uncover that role and bring out that role.
No.
Me, I'm a Hispanic. I'm 55 years old, and I look younger than some people say that I am. I'm very fit, but that's who I am, and I'm aware of that. And I'm going to brand that. You know, I'll wear my blue. I'll wear my. I'm always camera ready. You know, whatever the camera is, I'll look into the camera, smile, and I'm Keith. And if you want to get to know me, this is who I am. And I know once you know who I am and my work ethic, and you know, on my projects, if I have a history or if I don't have a history, my training, and I put that out there, that's my brand. And someone will say, I know there's one person out there that says, I want you, and that's what's happened to me. All I need is one job, and then after that, one more, and then one more. So my number one tip for all artists out there, I don't know which camera, are we on 1, 2, or 3? I don't know.
You're on 3.
I'm on 3. One tip. Self-awareness. Know your talent, know your gifts, and know where you are right now in your life. And you do that, and you tell that story, and then you share where you are, your experience, to those people that are listening. There is someone out there that wants to use you on their project.
And I got to tell you, and all I say is, because we, you know, kind of do share the same philosophy a little. I mean, I always mention Dr. Oz. You know, in today's world, branding yourself is huge. Dr. Oz
Yes.
never has to see another patient again if he doesn't want to. He's branding himself the expert. They have to brand themselves as the best out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think where they get, I think just standing back, I think where a lot of people get to where they want to be like Switzerland to the people out there. I think they get that because of there's actors that get into themselves into roles and they just can't get out of them. You know, like, you know, your daytime actors, you know what I mean? They're so used to being on a soap that when you see them in a movie, you're like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think society's doing better with that.
I totally get that. But then there's a part in your life, and a lot of actors now, when they mature, they spend many years in the industry. It's now Dustin Hoffman. It's all about getting a job.
Right.
I need to get paid.
To work.
And I remember seeing his most recent. He's got making a lot of noise in educating other actors.
Yes, he's starting to do a lot too.
A lot, and I remember him being on an interview saying, you know, hey, how does it feel to be in a movie? And it's blah blah blah. And he says, you know what? I'm just happy I got a check coming in.
I'm working, right?
And it comes down to that. I don't care where you are in your profession. It's all about making sure you are able to pay your bills. Now, maybe your bill is maybe $10,000 a month, or it's $100,000 a month, or $100 million a month. You still got to meet your responsibilities.
Right.
Absolutely.
And actors, and that's the key. So you don't want to pigeon yourself. You want to, if you have a job, just be excited about that.
Well,
yes.
And I agree, you know, and he's right. And honestly, and another thing that's kind of pushing on that industry is, you know, look, you know, 50 years ago, you know, Kirk Douglas had a child. Michael Douglas, you know, I mean, it goes on. That's how like the career's kind of built. But nowadays, like, who's Silky? Where the heck she come from? She's some reality.
Well, this is the
star.
reality, right?
Yeah, this is the reality, you know,
generation.
And it's just like actors are not born into acting now. It's kind of like you know, like I watch the Swamp People. I love them.
You know, it's interesting. Another thing.
But I think I like the. I mean, I think because of where we are now in our industry, I like having the idea of having the old school, and that's what we teach, with the new school, and blending it together. I mean, I think I would say for me, with any students or anybody that we bring on to Rising Stars Talent, my one tip would be prepared. Come prepared to learn. You know, and just having that preparation. And most of them know more than we do about, you know, doing their websites. I mean, Peter and I have tutorials. We put tutorials on our Rising Star site of this is how you make a demo reel. This is how you know, do a sizzle reel. What's the difference between a sizzle reel and a demo reel? This is how you put your things up on YouTube. This is how you set it up. And for the parents, this is how you have the parental controls over what you put up for your 5, 6, or 7-year-old online, because you don't want to put a lot of things like that up either as well too. You know, it should usually just go to the managers and or agents or clients that these children are auditioning for certain shows. So we get into really detailed and specific, tips on,
without question.
And it's so much. Sometimes it's overwhelming, right? That's why.
Sometimes right now people just ask me a question, and I'll pick this up and answer it either mostly video format, and I'll share it with them either publicly or privately directly to them.
Yeah.
But another thing that I was thinking while you guys were talking was that artists have to really focus on marketing and branding themselves in today, going into tomorrow's world.
Yes.
A lot of people are promoting themselves as if it was 2010.
Yeah.
Right.
Some people are just thinking that it's a picture and resume, and that's all I need. No, these days you have to have if not a website, a presence on the internet.
Yes.
LinkedIn or Facebook or not so much
Twitter.
a blog, but
Well,
you have to have a presence.
there's a thing that the young folks call a brag page that they told me about. And I watched, I looked at it, and I can see it. I mean, you almost have to do that type of
You
stuff.
do, and you know, you have to. I call it making noise.
Right.
You have Snapchat, you have
Twitter,
you have
Instagram.
Facebook, and you go where your potential. Your next person that's going to hire you, where would they be?
And a lot of agents and clients, they're on LinkedIn and Facebook. I mean, I've booked about 4 or 5 things directly just through LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And people are so caught up into this idea, which is antiquated. Oh, I need an agent. I need an agent.
No, you don't.
The agent's very helpful and can be useful, but and even if you have an agent, you have to help your agent.
Yes.
Yeah. And so we tell them that, you know, you need to position yourself. You need to help the agent by knowing how to
market yourself.
Market
you.
you.
But the thing is, you need to still control that agent.
Oh, yeah.
See in Bradford. No, I'm gonna.
Well, you know,
Tried to say it
they
was
are
his
working
agent.
for you.
Kidding me?
They work for the talent.
Right,
Yeah,
they work
the other
for
way
us,
around.
not the other way around.
That's what they were trying to say this morning on
Yes.
Channel 29 News. Mike Jarrett's crazy, but you know, but
Oh,
yeah,
Fox 29.
Yeah, Fox-
Oh, Quincy
that's-
Harris, I love you, Quincy.
that's my show right there.
Quincy and I
watch
danced
that
together.
before
We
I
do a
come
lot of
here.
stuff.
Do you really?
Yeah, you
I
saw.
love
We
Quincy.
did Dancing for Our Future Stars and raised close to $300,000, and he came in
Wow.
and dragged him in, and I had Quincy over here at our karate school in Mount Laurel
Uh-huh.
teaching him dance. It was hilarious.
Wow.
We had so much fun.
Him, Jennifer. I
He is
watched
so
that.
great.
That's right.
They've changed. Honestly, they've changed the news for me. Like I used to hate watching the news. It was so depressing. And
Yeah, they're
those
fun.
guys, those
They're
are
fun and funny.
They, you know what? They're not scared to say, "Hey, you're stupid for doing that." You know what I mean? They just, you know. So that was
Talk show news, right?
Yeah, yeah. So what are we doing? So what are we doing?
Workshop.
So our
Information
workshop.
Yeah. What do you guys do?
June 12th. Just go to risingstarstalent.com and
You can shoot
information's
it at
right
3.
there.
Tell everybody on
Camera 3.
camera 3.
Camera 3, risingstarstalent.com.
.com.
Workshop June 12th.
12.
June 12th.
June 12th.
Okay.
Exactly.
Awesome.
And here in Mount Laurel.
Right here in
So
Mount
right
Laurel.
here in Mount Laurel. Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to be right back